Yep. Santiago, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, man. I hear you. Alien friends.
Hello.
Oh, and I see you. Cool.
Greetings from Canada.
Canada, all around the world here. All right. So I think what's your session about? You want to just give us a little warm up while we get the others here?
Yeah, we're going to talk about HNS tools. I'm going to be talking with Simon, with Maurice on some of the things we've been working on, like quiz feature. And then I want to also talk about htools.org, which is probably one of the sites that people can check it out. It has a lot of interesting tools for Handshake. So we'll have a brief discussion. I'm just waiting for...
Yeah, I think if the panelists could unmute and turn cam on if they're able to. Awesome, Simon. First time I've seen your amazing work. I'll pop off stage then, and I'll let you guys, Santiago, run this.
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure. Is Maurice joining us? Maurice, are you around?
Hey everyone.
Hello, Simon. Okay, here it is. Hello, Maurice. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. I think we can just start quickly by introducing ourselves and then talk about a bit of what we've been working on, some of the projects like Find Waldo. Simon, I know you have like a dedicated HNS Explorer talk tomorrow, but you can talk about a bit of the Whois functionality or different features that you've been working on. So let's start with you, Maurice. If you just introduce yourself quickly to the audience, tell us where you're coming from and what you work on.
Sure. I'm Maurice. I have several HNS projects, but first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. It's like great to see so many people coming up year after year, and I think we're growing quite a lot compared to last year, so it's great to see. And yeah, Find Waldo, it started out as we want to decentralize. That means a layer of, privacy. But this also means that it becomes even harder to find each other. And if you want to get in contact with somebody to negotiate about the domain name or something like this, or you want to find the owner and propose a deal, it's let me turn on the light. That's better. It's quite hard. So from that idea, it came out and I created the website, and I'm currently revising the website. That will be a bit more automated. The bot will come, but basically what you do is you enter the name you're looking for, you enter the credentials of yourself so people can get in contact with you. And this way I try to hunt down possible deals and create like cold leads and hot leads and create a bit of a marketplace for it. So yeah, what are there any questions?
We'll take questions later towards the end, but appreciate Find Waldo. Everyone should follow that account, and hopefully you can use it to find who is the owner of a specific handshake name. Simon, let's go with you. How you doing? Where you coming from? And I know you build a lot of tools for Handshake, so just like a brief scope of some of the tools people should be aware. And you also have a Whois functionality. I think that you can find, for example, a Whois of a .c domain or anything that is Handshake related on second level domains. I think it's you support that feature. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Simon.
Yeah, I'm Simon. I'm from Germany, as you may hear from my accent. But yeah, I've been building an HNS Explorer over the last 2 years. You can find it at hns.simon.de, Simon with CY. So yeah, well, it's basically one big or several tools in combined in one Explorer. It's not, it's not several tools as you mentioned, but the Explorer gives you a search option where you can search for transaction addresses, names obviously, and also second level domains like .c and .wallet and so on, which is utilizing the APIs provided by Namebase and HNS ID. So yeah, it gives you some options to search for who might be owning a name. So if you look up a name, you can see who is the owner of that name, and if you click on the address, you can then, for example, the other names that this address owns. So if the owner has several domains or a lot of domains on the same address, you might get some clue as to who might own this name. Yeah, so it might help you to get an idea who's the owner of the name.
Great, thank you, Simon. My name is Santiago. I'm originally from Argentina. I've been in Canada for multiple years now. I'm based in Montreal. I kind of collaborate on different projects. One of them is Handshake Canada. Then I write some articles for Decentralizers, which everyone is welcome to participate and collaborate there. One of the projects I started was HNS Who Is, at HNS Who Is on X. That project, the idea basically was to, a bit of what Maurice was saying. I wanted a handshake name. I didn't know who was the owner, so I thought maybe come up with a website or some place where you could say, this is my contact information, these are the names that I'm looking for. And then I kind of transitioned or pivoted to more like a who is idea. So what I do is I take requests from people that tag me for handshake names they want, to know who's the owner, and I manually type the post and broadcast that. I have people contact me on private domains, like private DMs saying, hey, I want a specific name, but I want it to be anonymous. So I can post a request and let the person know if I find the owner or not. One of the questions that I get often is, how successful is something like this? Like, do we actually find the owners? Do we actually are successful in finding these people? And the answer is sometimes. Like, sometimes we do find the owners. I will probably say most of the time we don't really find, but I think Maurice would agree or Simon would agree, like we have a percentage of success sometimes. If people are listening, we do find the owners and we create like a chat conversation with them so that they can negotiate a deal. We have nothing to do, like none of us work on any commissions, like our job is to let the person know who owns it, and that's it. That's the end of our job. So yeah, we found some owners, and I think some deals were made out of those connections. And so the idea is a little bit useful. In the case of HNS Who Is, I want to turn it into a web application. I've been a little bit slow in making that happen, but hopefully this year I will do that. So not only you should be able to have the Who Is records, but also have the functionality to put your contact information in case in the future someone who owns your domain name finds you and wants to contact you, and then you will get notified. Other things I have in the works or some ideas floating around, it's an endpoint for ShakeStation. Timo, we should talk. So the idea is users on ShakeStation can opt in or out to be notified if someone is looking for their name. I mean, you could opt out of this, so you will not get notified. But if someone wants to buy one of your names, you could have a notification saying, hey, you have a potential buyer for some name. There's also an idea that I'm trying to get with the Superlink team, which is a lot of the names are owned by them. And I wanted to know, is Superlink the owner of this name? And I don't have an API. I tried to talk to Matt about this. I don't have an API available, but I can somehow send a query request to their website and kind of tells you if that name is available or not. So that's kind of what I'm going with at the moment. The hope is just to return you if this name is owned by Superlink or not. It's the only information that I can provide, and then that's it. So if the Superlink team wants to provide an API, then that will be very helpful. But if not, we'll just have that other way, which is through the website itself. There was last year a proposal to do a HIP proposal to expand the Who Is records so that you add more, like we do have more information? I think that's an interesting question to explore, but there's no proposal on expanding the whois functionality. I think for Find Waldo, it's automated, so you guys should use Maurice's tool, and everyone should use all the tools to maximize the chances of finding the owner. But his tool is automated. I don't have automated yet. I just do it manually. Sometimes I fall behind on the request, so I apologize. But ideally, I want to build something more on the website that you can find that information and post it on X. So that's the idea. So let me start with a question for the team here. What kind of improvements or tools do you think you want to add to Handshake? Is there a specific feature on either whois or something else that you are working on or interested in, or that people should be aware of? So we can open up that discussion and then open up for Q&A if people have any questions. So Simon, let's start with you. Are you working on any any features or any particular feature that people should know, or a tool people should know on the Handshake side besides the Transaction Explorer whois functionality?
Well, I'm working, or I want to work. Once I find the time, I'm going to work on some additional features for the Explorer. Not really related to name discovery at the moment, but like more details on name records. And yeah, I don't want to get into details today. As you mentioned, I have a dedicated presentation tomorrow, and then I will also tell a little bit about my plans for the future. But yeah, I will leave it at that for today.
Great. So yeah, Simon has like a dedicated presentation, so I think we could hear more about what he's working on. And Maurice, what about you? What's next for Find Waldo? Are you building anything interesting to improve the automation, or anything that you want to integrate with any other services? Tell us a bit of what you are working on.
I have several plans actually. I want to expand Find Waldo not only for the Handshake domains, but also for EAT and other like Web2 domains, which I think will also bring a lot of visibility back to the Handshake chain, because it will generate more traffic, more eyes, will create more visibility. And I'm also doing a lot of front-end work for Resolver XYZ, for example. I want to give it an overhaul and give more Handshake projects and tools and a stage there, so we have like a more centralized way into Handshake, and more like the old name base. They had like a great way to learn people, to onboard them, and I think that's something that we should build as a community. And I want to give people a little platform. And one of my side projects I'm doing together with Stanzo is the Only Prince, and he makes the keychains for a Handshake and more blockchain. So I should say keep an eye on Resolver, that XYZ and all the new information will be published there on all the things that we're building. And I think we should connect as well, so I can help you with some automation and we can bring our tools together. And that'd be great.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like not only to be able to find, so this Web2 with Handshake whois integration, that will be an interesting feature to explore. And then the idea is to somehow find a way to combine the tools so that so everyone wants to maximize their chances of finding the owner. So a way to push it to all the platforms would be interesting. So that's one of the things we could explore, see if we can find a collaboration there. For HNS whois, I would like to get the application up and running sometime this year. I have a bit of a base for people to upload kind of the names they're looking for at some point. So let's say if you want to purchase the Handshake name Handshake, which is owned by, I think it's by Jay Wooser, then there would be a way, or at least I want to build a way you could contact the person, let's say, or get in touch with someone in case someone knows the name you want and you want to buy it or sell. So that's sort of what I have in mind. In terms of HNS tools that I think people should be aware, there is a site called htools.work that I found that is very, very helpful. I'll see if I can put it in the chat in the meantime. It is in the chat. I think that's very interesting tool for Handshake that for people who want to build sites, for example, it's going to check if your DNS sec is set up properly, if things are figured in the way it's supposed to do, if you want to launch a Handshake site. So I found that site particularly useful when I was putting the Decentralized website on the Handshake, just like to be resolved on Handshake. So I encourage people to check that out. Not built by me, of course, but I think it's by one of the core team members.
Yeah, it's by
Redpick, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, by Redpick, yeah. So I think people should be aware of that site, or somehow include that site in the onboarding documentation somewhere. I think would be cool. Let's take a question. So people that have any question, if you could enter them, and we have a minute maybe to take any questions. Any questions from the audience? If not, we'll just pass it to Mike. So no questions. So great. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending HandyCon. Please follow these guys on X. The work they're doing, it's amazing. And please get in touch with us if there's anything we can help with. So
Great.
Let's go, Handshake.
Thanks,
Thank
Santiago.
you so much.
Simon, Maurice. Yeah, appreciate what you do. Contributions for Handshake. It's pretty amazing. I mean, like you said, it's kind of almost, I think you should add a business model. I mean, is there ways people can donate or support your projects, or how do you're just doing these, what's the,
I do have an
or is there ways
I
people
do
can
have
support?
tip jar listed on the Twitter, and I will add it on the website, but that's it. But if people have better ideas, like I want to create a better platform to create cold and hot leads, so that might be something to look into. But how I'm gonna give it shape, I'm not sure yet, to be honest. So
But yeah, we all like your Explorer, your HNS Explorer, Simon. It's a great one. So and Maurice, thanks for your contributions in Santiago. So, I mean, this is what we need is what you guys are doing. So Handshake appreciates you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right. So yeah, we're in the same room. So just unmute and turn cam off, and then we will move to the next sessions, and we'll have a little quick video break in between. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
This event wouldn't be possible without our amazing sponsors. Our bronze sponsors, D-Web Foundation, .x, our community sponsors, Handshake